Misty, Marshall, and Gasket couldn't believe it, but they had to. While she was beating me, she said stuff like, "Oh, how could Ryder ever allow such a dumb pup into his ranks? And far worse," Everest said. "I'll call Ryder and Mom. You're a medic, right?" Marshall asked. "Yes, as well as a firefighter. I was part-time medic. Everest, I'll take a look at your injuries," Misty says. Gasket asked if she can help, but is told to get Ryder, so Misty wants her to go find him before he finds her. Meanwhile, "Are you kidding me?" George screamed. Dwayne and Hubcap had come and bowed their head and leader in shock as she was angry. "George?" Hubcap stammered. The bulldog asked her nervously. "Gasket has betrayed us. Look at the security cameras," George shouted. The bulldog and the golden retriever looked at the cameras and gasped, not at Gasket's betrayal, but instead at Everest's injuries. Drain and Hubcap began to back away in fear, but the evil Dalmatian pulls her out of her dagger. "I don't need you anymore," Chort growled. Dwayne and Hubcap began to scream in horror as Chort kills them with her dagger. Meanwhile, Ryder is fast asleep until he was nuzzled by a husky. He opened his eyes and he thinks it's Everest. "Everest, is that you?" Ryder groaned as he was waking up. "No, Ryder, it's me," Gasket said. Ryder jumps because Gasket was here. She means trouble. "Gasket, what are you doing in my room?" Ryder exclaimed. Gasket explains that she had kidnapped Everest last night. However, what Chort did to her, she saved her. Ryder rubs his temples in frustration as he knows that kidnapping Everest is bad, but saving her was Gasket's redemption. "Okay, I trust you, but where's Everest?" Ryder asked. Gasket tells him to follow her outside, where Everest was being patched up by Misty. By now, the rest of the Paw Patrol has woken up, and they have told everything except for Chort hating Rocky part. "I still can't believe Chort did that to you," Sky says. "Chort is worse than all the criminals we've ever heard from. My dad and I 9 News," Chase added. "It's a good thing I took care of my speech impediment. I think Chort would have come after me if I didn't," Zuma said. "If she's evil enough to beat up Everest, then I don't want to imagine what she used to do in her prime," Rubble said. "Why did Chort beat you half to death?" Rocky asked. "If I told you, Liberty would kill me." "What? No, of course not. Why would I do that, Everest?" Liberty said. Everest whispers in her ear, and Liberty gasps in horror. Then her blood begins to boil. "I'll kill that fucking Dalmatian. How dare she said that about my love? Also, crossbreeds are okay. Well, almost. But regardless, if I want to have puppies with him someday, then I don't give a crap of what she thinks. Oh, Everest can love Marshall too." "Should we get inside as Chort may be on her way now?" Marshall said. "All right, my son," Misty says. Ryder also agreed as they all head inside. They don't want to do any missions due to being on lockdown for a while. Meanwhile, Chort has killed the 2 dogs and blunted their motorcycles. Her body is old, but her mind is that of a demigod. "I literally pupped by failure. Looks like I'll have to get physically involved. I'll have to kill humans." Chort grins as she holds the dagger and twists it in her paws. Back at the vet, everyone went to check on Everest to make sure she's okay. "I hope the Paw Patrol's okay," Katie said. She yawns as she just woke up and was about to make breakfast when she sees a red Jaguar E-Type outside the car. "Well, that's a nice car," Kate said, admiring it. "Aw, thanks now. I'm going to feel bad. Not," Chort growled. Katie turns around only to see Chort, but before she could call for help, she sees a dagger in her heart. She falls to the floor and coughs up blood. "I'm your worst nightmare," Chort growled. The evil Dalmatian then cuts her throat, using her sharp claws. Meanwhile, Ryder then gets a call from Katie, but lives instead of Katie. It's Chort who answers the phone. Chort was on the phone talking to Ryder. Well, well, well. I have to say you look younger than I thought. Ha ha ha." "What did you do to her?" Ryder asked. "What's going on in here?" Misty asked. "Ah, yes, you must be Misty. the daughter of Dottie Dalmatian. Tell me, how angry are you at Marshall for being in love with a husky? Chort growled from the phone. I wasn't angry with Marshall, but I'm angry with you for being evil, Misty exclaimed. You sound like my weak, pathetic daughter. She's lucky I'm here and not in London. Chort grins evilly. Why are you doing this? And why are you like this? Ryder asked. Chort then grins evilly. I'm the daughter of the Chernabog himself. By now the rest of the Paw Patrol has been listening to the confirmation. They all gasp in shock. I don't think any of my old inventions will get us out of this, one Gasket says. Chort hangs up and then quickly calls back to every television on the lookout, and her screen appears. For the first time aside from Gasket sees Chort's pure evil twisted face. I hope this thing... Oh wait, of course it's working. Ha 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 ha. Chort laughed. Now you listen here, you evil Dalmatian. I demand you to leave and... Liberty was soon cut off. What is that? I swear to God. Anyways, I'm coming over there later tonight. Also, Rocky, you make me sick, Chort stated. Rocky then backed away in fear as Chort continues her speech. You are just as stupid as your mom, who, by the way, is going to be one of my victims. But she ran away to Adventure Bay anyway. Marshall, I don't know how you are in love with a husky, Chort asked. As this was happening, Ryder and Misty were trying to cut the power. After 2 minutes, they managed to cut the power, but the damage has been done. Is everyone, Ryder's trailed off. Misty starts to cry as she hugs the sobbing Marshall, and the other puppies were just as crying. Meanwhile, Chort was looking over, and she had another plan in her mind. I will head over there tonight, as I just want to kill them, one by one, in the most horrible ways I can think of. Chort grinned evilly as she came up with a great plan. March 3rd, 2017, at 12 p.m. Every pup was still crying as they were afraid and traumatized, including Rocky. Did George just call me a disgusting half-breed? Rocky sniffles. Rocky then barks for his pup pack to open and points at the screwdriver at his neck. Rocky, no! Liberty shouted. She then knocks the screwdriver over his claw and hugs him as she begins to cry. Liberty, let go of me! I have no reason to live! Rocky shouted. Yes, you do! I love you! Liberty shouted. She then kisses him on the lips as Rocky returns the kiss, as he's beginning to feel much better after that. Okay, I think we should let Liberty and Rocky have their moment while we talk, Misty suggested. Ryder agrees as he makes a plan on how to stop Chort once and for all. So Ryder, what are we going to do to stop her? Chase asked. In case if we don't get out of this alive, I love you, Chase, Sky said to him. And I love you too, Marshall, Everest added. I know, my dear Everest. Also, Gasket, I forgive you, Marshall says. Thanks. If we get out of this alive, I want to join the Paw Patrol, Gasket stated. I'm still scared. I'm not even hungry anymore, Rubbles said. Well, don't worry. If she tries to hurt you or any of us, I'll protect you, Zuma reassured. Meanwhile, Rocky and Liberty were locked in a deep passion of love and were kissing very deeply. Oh, Liberty, my love, I never knew you loved me so much. I guess your recycling your old trolley in Adventure City has been one of my biggest ideas for reusing stuff, Rocky said. Rocky, before I even knew I was in love with you with recycling stuff, as that is all I had to do in order to survive and get around my cart, Liberty said. They were about to break the kiss, but now Rocky doesn't want to go anywhere without her. Are you feeling better now? Liberty asked. Yes, I'm feeling much better, and I never knew, Rocky said. I don't know why you love recycling, but I'm so glad you do. It's not the only reason why I love you. I love you because how kind you are. Well, okay, sure, you made Marshall run away by mistake, but even if I had been there at the time, I would have made the same mistake too, Liberty said. Rocky and Liberty continue to their chat while Chort continues to make her plans. March 4th, 2017 at 12 a.m. Chort arrives and then she walks up to the lookout. Ryder thinks he's so clever. Well, he doesn't even Finn realized he was against it, Chort said. Chort then clicks her paw bones as she taps into the tiny bit of her dad's power, shoots a bit of lightning at the door to open it. She then walks in and sees Ryder. Well, it's time to die, Chort grins evilly as she pulls out her dagger. Ryder wakes up, but within a second, he suddenly has a dagger in his skull. Night-night, sweetie prince, Chort grins as she pulls out the dagger. Ryder eventually falls to the floor dead as Chort walks away. 7 hours later, Misty woke up. Ryder, I would like to... Ah! Misty screams. The adult Dalmatian covers her mouth as she tries to calm down. However, as Misty tries to cover up the body, she calls the funeral car to pick up the dead body. Later, Chase and the others were waking up. Morning, pups, Chase said. Morning, Chase, Sky said. Morning, Chase and Liberty, Rocky added. Morning, my dear love, and Chase too, Liberty said. Morning, Everest, Marshall said to her. Morning, Marshall, Everest said to him. Morning, Everest. Are you feeling better? Gasket asked. Yes, I think I will heal in 1 week, Everest reassured. Morning, Rubble, Zuma said to Rubble. Morning, Zuma, Rubble said. The pups continued to chat until Misty comes down as she is close to tears. Mom? Marshall asked, showing concern. Misty then tearfully tells them that Ryder had been murdered by Chort. All the pups began to sob as without Ryder, the Paw Patrol's over. I'll take his place, so I'll look after you all, Misty said. Yes, Misty, but it's not fair, Chase sobbed. Chase then went on a rant about how his dad was dying and Marshall almost meeting the same fate. The only difference is that at the time he didn't blame himself because of his anger. He then begins to boil. I'll kill her! I'll kill that evil Dalmatian, that son of a bitch! 3 hours later, Ryder's funeral takes place, and all of his friends, aside from Katie, shows up to his funeral. Oh, I'm sorry, Ryder. And don't worry, we will stop Chort, I promise. Marshall sobbed. I'm just as shocked as all of you, Everest added. As much as we've been on the opposite sides before all this, I never wanted you to die, Gasket said sadly. A purple car pulls up as Mayor Humdinger steps out with his head hung low, flowers in hand. He kneels down and puts the flowers on his grave, then takes off his hat and places it over his heart. He then walks away 2 seconds later as he softly sobs. Well, that was unexpected, Liberty said. Also, Ryder, I'm sorry too, she added. My dear owner, I'll never forget you, Rocky sobbed. Meanwhile, a red car was in the distance as Chort was watching the funeral from afar. I'll be sure to ruin their lives very soon. Also, Marshall and everyone will suffer, Chort grins evilly. She then gets back in her car and drives out to her hideout, as the vet is under guard. 6 hours later, Chase and the whole team to his underground bunker, which is full of police weapons and SWAT team shields. This is all my lethal police weapons that I have never had to use until now, Chase explained. Wow, this is going to be the biggest fight of our lives, Sky says. I agree with Sky and Liberty. Are you all ready to kill Chort? Rocky asked. I was born ready, my dear love, and this evil Dalmatian must die, Liberty said. I'm no longer scared of her now as I want that bitch dead, Rubble shouted. Well, I'm completely agree with you, Rubble, as she's gone too far. Well, Marshall, we will fight back and kill Chort in retaliation for what she did, Misty reassured him. Yes, Mom, we will show Chort that she's messed with the wrong dogs, Marshall agreed. And lovers, my dear love, Everest added. Like I said, I may have wanted Ryder to stay out of my smart plans in the past. I never wanted to hurt him, let alone dead. Meanwhile, Chort was fitting the guns into her car, but she was only doing this because the Paw Patrol was doing the same, and this means war.